America is threatened by a new drug menace. Street corner vendors whose stock in trade is the deadly loco weed marijuana pass it out in cigarette form. From ingeniously concealed containers, the reefers go to the waiting hands of deluded youngsters.
Marijuana, the dried leaves and flowers of the Indian hempweed, is used in the form of a cigarette. Marijuana smoking, experts point out, can make a helpless addict of its victim within weeks, causing physical and moral ruin and death.
Yes, let's go, Jack. I'm red hot.
That every reefer is loaded with immorality and bestial perversions, brutality, murder, sex crimes, insanity, or suicide.
Should you ever be confronted with the temptation of taking that first puff of a marijuana cigarette, don't do it.
No one will be tougher on drugs than I will be. I absolutely abhor the use of recreational drugs. I think people do an unbelievable amount of damage to themselves when they play around in this area. But just as we have long used various opiates for medicinal purposes, I'm sure they've been misused, but nevertheless they play a very important part in pain relief. Let's see what we can do with medical marijuana.
Cannabis is found in every major materia medica that has ever been written. It was included in the United States Pharmacopoeia from 1854 until 1941. The founder of modern medicine is a physician named Sir William Osler, who was prominent around the turn of the 19th to the 20th century. He wrote the first textbook of internal medicine, and in that textbook he said that cannabis was the most effective medication for the treatment of migraine headaches. The first modern research that was done on cannabis was done in 1949 that demonstrated its usefulness in treating epilepsy. I have a number of people who don't have epilepsy when they use cannabis regularly.
As an interested physician pharmacologist, I became very much taken by the fact that cannabis was analgesic, relieved pain. It lowered the likelihood of nausea and vomiting in cancer chemotherapy. It relieved muscle cramps in people with multiple sclerosis. It increased appetite. It helped AIDS patients both in gaining weight and in treating their nausea.
It's me, Brave Michaela, again. I just wanted to tell you how my cannabis makes me feel. It makes me feel tired, like rest time tired. It makes me have the munchies.
It's an easy day to remember. Friday the 13th, 2012 was the day we got told she had a mass in her chest. Her oncologist came and said the chemotherapy wasn't doing what it was supposed to. They were going to recommend us to start considering full body radiation and a bone marrow transplant. We knew that wasn't necessary. We knew that what we were going to do would be right. So that day we gave her her first dose of cannabis oil. 6 days later, it was in full remission.